Hey internet, how's it going? Welcome to another episode of the Jongravesshow, talking to everybody about Walking Dead Season 6, Episode 7. And I believe the name of the episode is called Heads Up. And apparently, oh boy, is there some things to talk about in this one. Apparently, first off, or at least jumping off the bridge, like right off the bat, of course, they do start this off by giving Glenn two more character traits. Number one, he's Super Glenn. He doesn't fucking die unless the camera's actually on him and we actually see him die. So yeah, he fucking survived. Of course, that was Nicholas on top of him, crawled underneath the garbage can. Underneath the dumpster and just rolled it out right there. Now he's practically fine. And then he runs into Enid, and of course, they have their little, like, bumping head moments, but of course they do both work out some. They both do tend to work together to get back to Alexandria, and of course, once they see all this, Glenn pretty much pulls out and says that he's actually the best father that fucking Enid ever had, because now he's actually, like, talking to her, looking out for her, and also with how fucking, like, and also, man, coupled with his luck and her luck, he's actually pretty fucking good at actually, man, like, sort of talking to her and actually getting her to do things, which is sort of why that they're trying to find a way to sort of help everybody out back at Alexandria, because they're like, the walls are still up, everything's wonderful, and there really isn't any problem because, like, we can just camp out somewhere, give them a signal that we're safe, and then we're good to go, you know. That is Glenn's thing, which is very fucking wonderful because Glenn is the best father, and also he has, actually Glenn is the Piccolo of this series. Can just find anybody and, like, just do wonderful things. It's really fucking crazy. But the offbeat chance of that, though, is that now we have what is actually going on in Alexandria. And I believe that there's about 2 different stories going on. We have the Morgan story and we have the Rick story. Starting off with the Morgan story, or at least for what's going on with him, because that one, it feels like it's the shorter one. But for the Morgan story, oh yeah, also we have the little subplot of what's going on with Ron. But for the main thing of what's happening with Morgan, Morgan's thing is that they keep asking him, Morgan, why didn't you kill these people? Because we saw you knock them out and let them go. And he fucking owns up to it. He says, yes, I did. There was no point to me killing these people because it's a possibility for them to change. Whereas what was it? Whereas Carol and, of course, Michonne and Rick, they all look at it as like, well, now, that's not necessarily, like, a very viable answer, because these people, like looking at the shit in which that they have done, and that they would have done this to anybody, why the fuck would you allow them to live? And, of course, he does sort of play out the whole thing of, why didn't you kill me, Rick? It was like, man, it's like, cause like, if you were just a little bit weaker that day, I would have killed you. It just so happens that you were stronger than me and you knew who I was. And of course, Rick says that Rick sort of has the whole thing of like, I personally know this person, so I'm not going to kill them because I can reason with them. But in terms of him, on the other hand, he's like, well, these people can change too, just like how I did. We've all did. We've all had a weak moment, and we've all pretty much grew past that. Well, Rick never really had a weak moment. He had a dictatorship moment, which that's sort of controlled now. So, you know. And of course, after that, he does talk to Denise to try and get her to go and deal with one of the wolf dudes. And I believe that she is sort of slowly starting to go and look out for him. I think he was bit. Either he was bitten. Well, no, he wasn't bitten, because if he was bitten, he would probably be dead by now. But like, I think he does have a very infectious wound in which that he wants them to look after, because again, as he said, if he's dying, he's gonna kill as many people as he can because he doesn't have any rules anymore, which is sort of fucked up. But again, motherfuckers like that, I do side with Rick and say just fucking kill them, because they have that mindset. But other than that, you know, they do try to help him out. And of course, Carol, she does sort of run into Sam again. And because Carol is like the super ninja of the fucking Rick army. So of course, you know, she moves on and she fucking talks to Sam again. And Sam is like, well, Sam is a bit conflicted now based upon why people would kill other people. And he's like, is killing people turning people into monsters like that? And of course, Carol says the only way to not turn into a monster like that is killing the other ones. She doesn't necessarily explain it like that. She sort of cuts her sentence off. But, you know, that is what's going on with Morgan's story so far. And she goes on and she does confront Morgan about the dude who he has with fucking no name locked up in his locked up in that cell in his house. But other than that though, the main plot point, or at least like the main side plot that is going on with Ron, I kind of understand, man, why Ron's thing is there. And lo and behold, I think the reason, man, why like he got his hand mutilated, I believe, is because that that they were actually trying to talk about two major plot points that did happen in the comics around this time. Whereas that Rick actually lost his hand. I believe he lost his right hand, I believe. Oh no, wait, it was his left hand. He lost his left hand and now he has to have a hook on it. I believe that they're trying to touch on the plot point when Carl got shot in the eye and he only has like one eye now, or at least in the comics anyway. Best case scenario is that I don't really know. I mean, like, I can understand why Ron wants to kill Carl, because of course he did still because of course he did take his girlfriend and his father. It did kill his father, but realistically, it's to the point now where he's literally trying to assassinate Carl for pretty much like some shit that his father did, which again is fucked up and is only going to end up getting him killed and getting his ass beat, like, or getting him thrown out and getting him like mutilated by fucking zombies later on, or him fucking dying like fucking Eastman and shit, to where like he just gets starved to death, or lower and behold, what happens to Don happens to him, to where he just gets shot in the forehead and just leaves his body somewhere. Like, really, he needs to. Really, nobody has fucking caught on to like his type of mentality yet. But hopefully, if they can catch it in time and they don't kill off Carl, I really hope that they don't, because they can easily do that. Just get him shot in the eye and then he just easily dies. But then again, Carl in the comics was fucking strong enough to take a bullet to the eye and still fucking walk around, you know. And finally, Rick's story, which really I can cut this one short, because Rick's story is the fact of that he's not necessarily trusting the people of Alexandria as much. And I can understand why. It's because of the fact of that not a lot of them, they don't have any battle experience, and they're constantly teaching these people how man to deal with zombies and shit, which really one half of that's actually getting it, and the other half is trying their hardest to stay in their comfort zone. And of course, you know, he is trying to build the wall, and Spencer's stupid ass tries to actually go out, swing across from building to building like fucking Spider-Man and shit, and fucking fails to the point where they have to save his ass and pull him back up. And of course, Rick, of course, he yells at Tara for it, but he does apologize. And of course, he's now subconsciously doing the same shit as everybody else, or at least as what Tara did, as where he tried to save Spencer by pulling him up the rope. But he yells at her saying like, you honestly could have died. And he does apologize by saying that I don't want her, it's like I don't want you to die, and it's not necessarily because like we have to be around one another. It's because he actually trusts her and he doesn't want to lose a friend like that. Which that when Deanna, when she does thank Tara, she thanks her perfectly. But then when she moves on to thank Rick goes on to say that I could have fucking just let him die, and I could have ran to a fucking car and I could have just led them away, but I didn't. And Deanna asks why. And he says, because it's your son, or at least that's sort of the major answer. And he says, Indiana says, no, that's not the reason. The reason is because you just like helping people, and that's just something that is ingrained in you. And of course, after that, that's when the major plot point, or at least like the major lead into the next episode starts, where the building where the truck crashed into, it actually falls and takes a part of the wall with it. So now we have a fucking problem where all these zombies are flooding in now, and they're trying, and now they have to try and stop all of these fucking things from coming in and killing everybody. Hopefully this is something that they can do, or at least like that. That they can fix with like minor casualties, but best case scenario is that that's not going to happen. So yeah, until then, please tell me what you think about this down in the comment section. I'll catch you guys on the next Jongravesshow. Please keep watching anime, keep playing video games. I'm out.